AITA for calling the police on my sister when she was just trying to help. I'm 22F. My sister is 27F. We had babies within 2 weeks of each other. And our sons are now 3 and 5 weeks old. Her son is breastfed and mine is not. I needed to get surgery recently. And because my son's father isn't around, my sister and Bill offered to babysit my son while I was in the hospital. 3 days total, free of charge. When I came home today, I walked into my son on my sister's breast, which I actually didn't have an issue with to begin with because it was probably easier to BF him than make bottles, but she told me after she had thrown out all of the garbage I was feeding him, and she was going to pump plus donate milk to him. I was kind of in shock, so I didn't react straight away, but I went to the bathroom and called the police on her. Apparently what she did wasn't a crime, and the child is being fed, so they couldn't even do anything about it. My sister then blew up at me, saying it was completely wrong of me to call the police on her when she was just trying to help. I told her she dumped 14 cans of formula without even consulting me and currently had nothing to replace it with. Just plans to. She now wants me to pay her for the babysitting she did, but I told her I can't even afford to replace the formula while I'm on maternity leave, so I won't be paying her for the babysitting. She ended up storming out and blocked me on everything. Our parents were able to replace 2 of the cans she threw out but can't do much else. They also think I was a dick for calling the police on her because getting a record could affect her government job and therefore my nephew. AITA? Edit. There's no way my sister would have replaced the formula. She is completely against it, and has been vocal about her dislike for me using it. NTA. She just literally dumped hundreds of dollars of formula that you bought because of her own personal opinions on formula. I would have done the same thing in your situation. 14 cans of formula is no joke. NTA. NTA. She destroyed your property. And I'm baffled how destroying property is supposed to be okay because she breastfed at that moment. I was going to say, but you just went into the bathroom and called the police? You didn't say anything to her first. Say, to make a demand that she replace what she destroyed. Speaking of which, was it just sitting in the garbage? Did you check? Or was it poured down the drain? But at the end of the day, it's the same as someone saying they decided TVs are bad for kids so they smashed yours. Can't do that. How did the police say it wasn't a crime? She owes you for the 14 cans of formula that she stole and threw away. She can disagree with you all she wants, but theft is theft, and now that she's blocked you everywhere, she's leaving your child to go hungry. Small claims court? NTA. She destroyed $140 plus worth of formula and endangered your ability to feed your child. Also, a lot of jurisdictions consider breastfeeding a child that is not your own without the permission of the parents a form of battery. Regardless of what that one cop said, cops aren't lawyers. They often do not know the law, especially in odd cases. Others can charge it up to sexual assault since it involves breasts. So she got really lucky you were actually okay with that part. If not the destruction of your property and child endangerment part. Your sister majorly crossed some boundaries that, in many respects, could be considered criminal. If this was the first time she did anything that disrespected your boundaries, I would say calling the police was an overreaction. But it seems that she has been very vocal about things that are none of her concern, and this was just her escalating her behavior, which was already over the line. Plus, she's messing with your infant and your ability to care for him while you are vulnerable in the hospital, and depending on her support, all of which she leveraged to violate your boundaries. I don't think that expecting you to take that calmly is fair. Edit. My bad. Formula is more expensive than last time I bought it for a friend with a baby. 14 cans worth of it is more like $300 plus. Yikes. That's totally out of pocket to destroy that much of someone's property over a healthcare disagreement, particularly when you know an infant is depending on that property. NTA. She destroyed your property, the food for your child. Such a typical blow-off from the police though. Face with rolling eyes. Destruction of property is a police matter. I'm sorry there wasn't any evidence. NTA. AITA. She destroyed your property and endangered your child by destroying his food. I would advise against contacting the police for matters like this in the future. NTA. You actually have a good civil claim. Especially if you have it in writing what she did. Take her to small claims court to repay you for the formula. 14 cans of formula and of itself is expensive enough to be considered a crime, no? Destruction of property? I wonder if you let the police know the value of the property she destroyed, which was probably around 30 times 14? Maybe they'll act then. NTA. That is a lot of wasted formula which she had no right to toss out. I am so sorry. I will say. My first reaction would not have been to call the police. Maybe you could have come to a solution together if you talked to your sister first. She destroyed your private property. That's worth something. Take her to court over the lost supplies. NTA. AITA. IDGAF. If I get downvoted, but WTF is wrong with your sister? She's crazy. She destroyed your property. Property that you cannot easily afford to replace. All out of a sense of misplaced self-righteousness. Not only did she have no right to do that, but her doing so was illegal. You had every right to call the law. NTA. NTA. Your sister destroyed your property and refused to replace it. You have texts or any proof she threw the formula away. You can certainly file a small claim. Civil matters shouldn't affect her job. So no guff from your parents. 14 cans of formula. Is there still a shortage? WTF. NTA. NTA. How the hell is destroying several $100s worth of formula not a crime? NTA. And ask the police about the theft. She stole your formula and threw it out. She literally took food from a baby. NTA. While calling the cops is going nuclear. I can understand why. That is $250,650 worth of food she threw out. And I get the impression you aren't swimming in money. All the people saying you overreacted need to think about what they would do if someone took that kind of money from them.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.